All right, so I wanted to show this project off that I created. Sadly, I did this for a job interview that turned out to be a scam. Once I looked them up, I found out that what they were doing is they were sending out a about a 30% done smart contract with a partial front end, and in the code was hidden some malware. Now, um, I took it as a challenge because they wanted me to show my skills. So I spent about 48 hours of hard labor putting this thing together. And once I wanted to show the job listing, so I searched them. I searched their domain, and what I found on LinkedIn was that they were scamming people, stealing crypto keys and stuff. So luckily, I don't run anything on my local system. So when I set this thing up, I set it up in a virtual machine. So it's completely siloed off from everything, including the rest of my network. So I started working on it. They gave it to me like Thursday, and I spent part of Thursday, all of Friday, and half of my Saturday on this, about 48 hours total. And once I found out, I went digging, and there weren't any exploits in my code. So I went digging farther back into GitHub, and what I found out was that the very first commit had the npm exploit. So what I did was I checked out the commits after that, and the second commit it was gone. So what had happened is I used Cursor for building, and apparently before I even ran this thing, before I even did an npm install, Cursor found the malware, deleted it, and didn't tell me anything. It didn't say anything about it. It just deleted it. It wasn't in the second commit, but it was in the first one, and that was long before I ever ran it. So very surprising. But Cursor is awesome. Really gotta give it to Cursor. It's gotten really good lately, and being able to find something like that before I even run it is just phenomenal. Um, but anyway, um, I I put so much of my heart and soul into this thing. It's unreal. I polished the crap out of it just because when I go into technical interviews, I have a hard time explaining like certain things, and it makes me look like I might not have the skills to do stuff. So I was like, I'm going to show what I'm able to do. And so I built this out, and I'm going to show it off. So it's got a dark and light mode. I'm sorry if I just blinded anybody. And it's got a dashboard here. This expands out. And each of these are the patients. So you can go into each patient, and if you have consent, you can see their information. So like this one, I have no consent. Jane Johnson. There's all their information. It's all clickable. So you can click email, you can click, it'll open a phone app. That'll go to Google Maps. This will let you copy their wallet address and all of that. And you can request consent. So if I request consent, not only can I choose individual data types, I can choose all. Same for purposes. I can choose a purpose, or I could choose them all. And I can optionally choose an expiration date. So I go in here, choose an expiration date, request it. It opens MetaMask. So I um, I made this super gas efficient. It says $2.30, but that's just because Ethereum is $3,000 or $4,000 right now. So click confirm, and it created successfully. So if we go over to pending, it'll show that Jane Johnson has a pending request. Looks like I've got one from earlier as well. We can go in here, we can actually see granted. So let's take a look at these. So it shows the consent history for that user, as well as this one. It shows all the data types requested and the purpose. It's all their information. Consent history, so you can actually trace everything back. So it's got full auditability. Each of these has the ability to print. So you can print a report. You can save to a CSV. You can do that on every single one of these. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch accounts to Jane Johnson. And then when I sign in the first time, I have to sign. So what this does is it proves that I own the wallet to the server. The server uses JWT, issues it to my client so that I'm authorized once I sign this. So I sign it. I'm now authorized. I can view anything that my account has access to, and we can. Okay, so now I'm connected as Jane Johnson. So you can see I've got some pending requests, and you can see my history from those requests coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and accept one. So I just approve. As you can see, it's got all this information. It's all clickable, as data types, purposes, etc. So then it's just MetaMask. I confirm it. And then once the Redis cache picks it up, it's got a nice backend. So what happens is it's running an RPC node on the backend, and all of this is events. Those events get picked up by a database and by a Redis cache, and it keeps the front end updated. So when you make API calls, it usually comes from the Redis cache, which also gets it from the database. So it's pretty resilient. Um, Optionally, those don't even have to be installed. The way I designed it, you could run it without it. Then once you start scaling, you can start implementing them, but you don't even have to have them. But if you have them, it's really nice and scalable, because it's pulling from the source of truth, the blockchain. This is, you can scale it wide, so you can put as many of these servers up and put a load balancer out front, whatever. So now you can see I've got granted. It shows it's granted. I can even revoke in here. So let's go back to the provider. That's Metropolitan. So now we have to re-sign since we changed accounts. Okay, so you see Jane Johnson has full consent, just like John Smith does. If we go in here, we can now see Jane Johnson's vital signs, medical records, laboratory results, imaging studies, genetic data, stuff like that. And down here, of course, we got print. Print lets us print a medical chart for that user. Now that's all shared. And then, of course, we can also download it as a CSV. And then, of course, you've got history on this and all this stuff. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I'm into AI, so I decided to add on an AI layer. So let's see, what was the first guy's name? John Smith. Okay, and the AI was able to pull up, um, you know, blood pressure, heart rate, gave us a short summary. Now, let's see, who else do we have on here? Let's see, Sarah Brown. Okay, so the AI still needs some work, but it's able to send a transaction, so it's able to actually do all the same stuff we do out here. Like, so if I wanted David Jones, right, I can request consent. The AI can do that as well. It just didn't understand what I was trying to get out of it, which requires more work, which I stopped because, of course, I found out I was being scammed. So best I can do is turn this into resume material and a story. So that's what you guys get. If you watch, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, um, or using the contact info at the bottom. If you have a job, you'd like something built, or you want to hire me, get a hold of me.